Hi everyone, welcome to my yoga class. Today you're up for a Hatha Yoga class. Crazy hair. Hello beautiful yogis, thank you for joining my practice today. I hope you are on top form, and if you're not, I bet that yoga will make a whole difference. So today we have a Hatha class. Quite basic, doesn't mean that it's easy, it just means that we are doing poses that are quite traditional. So I really hope you enjoy it. Hop on your mat and let's get started. Alright, you can come to a comfortable seated position. As usual, you can grab the muscles of your butt, remove it back so you can really have a nice anchor through the sit bones. You can roll the shoulders up, back, down, open the chest, let the arms fall heavy on your laps with the palm facing up or the palms facing down. And before we start our practice, let's find some stillness. Let's find some stillness in the mind, stillness in the body. You can connect with your breath and you can start to lengthen your inhales and lengthen the exhales. And by slowing down the breath, you tell your nervous system that it's time to calm down, it's time to be quiet. And it might be now the time when you have a lot of thoughts coming up and popping up in your mind, so that's absolutely normal. When we quiet down the mind, that's when all the thoughts come up. So just acknowledge the thoughts, accept them, and then just send them away and come back to the breath. Bringing all your focus on your chest, rising and falling freely with every breath. Take a moment to soften your face, to relax your shoulders, to relax the belly and the legs. You can find a gentle lift in the heart to grow your spine tall. Imagine you have a thread pulling you up towards the ceiling, and you have way down the sit bones taking you to the earth. Your spine is one long line of energy from the crown of the head to the tailbone. You can set an intention for your practice today just by answering the question, what brings me on my mat? What do you expect from your yoga practice? And to anchor our intention, we'll take 3 deep breaths together. So you can start by squeezing all the air out. Now inhale deeply, fill your lungs with air up to the abdomen. Open the mouth and exhale fully and squeeze the air out. And again, inhale deeply. Observe your chest expanding, the rib cage expanding. Send the air all the way to the top. Open the mouth to exhale fully. And you squeeze the air out. One last time, deepest inhale you can. Hold it at the top. Hold it. Hold and exhale. And now come back to a gentle breath, a natural and spontaneous breath. Place your hands in front of your heart. Rub the palms together with energy. Cup the palms in front of the eyes. Make sure you don't smash them. Just feel the energy you've created. Maybe some vibrations. Now blink the eyes open in the hands, spread the fingers and release. Alright, very nice. We'll start in an all four position, so you can come up to all fours. You can bring the hands right while the wrists right underneath the shoulders, the knees under the hips, and your feet are flat while the top of the feet is flat. And here, gently tuck the tailbone under and dome the upper back. That's all neutral position. We'll take 4 rounds of cat-cows. So you can gaze, to start you can gaze between the thumbs. Now on an inhale, you drop the belly, you arch the back, you lift the chest, the tailbone, and you send your gaze up. As you exhale, slowly press firmly the floor away from you. Round the upper back, send the tailbone in, gaze towards the navel and squeeze the belly. And again, inhale, arch, lift the heart, look up, tailbone is lifted. And as you exhale, you round the upper back, press the floor firmly away from you. And again, inhale, arch, look up. Slow, mindful movements of the spine. And as you exhale, round. One more time. Inhale, arch. Send the gaze up, tailbone up. And as you exhale, you round. And come back to a neutral spine. Now find your tabletop position again and reach the right leg back. Now bend the right knee, so you send the toes and you point the toes firmly towards the ceiling. You send the toes up. Now it's about the same movement as in a cat-cow. So on an inhale, you arch the back and you send the toes towards the crown of the head. And as you exhale, you round the upper back, but you send the knees towards the nose. So you round the back, you press the floor. Again, inhale, arch the back, send the toes towards the head. Lift the gaze up. And as you exhale, you round knee to nose. One more time. Inhale, arch, toes towards the back of the head. And exhale, round. Now on your inhale, lengthen the leg back. And now extend the left arm forward. Engage the core so you don't lose balance. Now bend the right knee again. And with the left arm, you make a big circle back. And you grab the foot. So you place the foot in the hand. And as you inhale, you lift the toes towards the ceiling. You lift the chest and you squeeze the glute. That's tiger pose. Deep breathing. If you lose balance, you can tuck the toes of the left foot. Keep kicking the foot in the hands, sending the toes up towards the ceiling. Now take a big inhale. As you exhale, release to spinal balance. Left arm forward, right leg back. And back to a tabletop position. Woo! I don't know about you, but I could feel that. And we take that on the other side. So extend the left leg. Point the toes. And now bend the knees so the toes are pointing towards the ceiling. As you inhale, arch the back. Send the toes towards the back of the head. And as you exhale, you round. Round the upper back, knee to nose. Use your core. Inhale, arch. Toes towards the back of the head. And exhale, round, knee to nose. One more time. Inhale, arch. Toes towards the back of the head. And exhale, round, knee to nose. And as you inhale, lengthen the left leg back, pointing the toe. Settle here for a moment. You can already tuck the toes of the right foot if you're not sure of your balance. And now extend the right arm forward. Press on the left hand to lift the shoulder. Now bend the left knee, and with the right arm you make a big circle back. You grab the foot. As you inhale, you lift the chest and you send the toes up towards the ceiling. And you should feel a very nice stretch in the right shoulder. Keep breathing. The pose doesn't have to be perfect, but you need to breathe. One more full breath. Inhale. Exhale, release to spinal balance. Left leg back, right arm forward. And release back to a tabletop position. Good. Now join the big toes. Open the knees wider than the mat. Bring the hips towards the heels and reach the arm forward. If you cannot press the forehand on the floor, bend the elbows and bring the forehand on the top of the arms or on top of the hands. I really want you to press the forehead on the floor. It tells the nervous system again to quiet down and to relax. And here as you breathe through the belly, expanding the chest between the thighs. And as you breathe out, you squeeze all the air out. You can take 2 more belly breaths here. As you inhale, belly inflates between the thighs. And as you exhale, you squeeze the air out. 1 more full breath. Alright. Now press on your hands, rise up, come back to a tabletop position. From here we'll take our first down dog of this session. So tuck the toes. Press on your hands and on the toes. Lift the knees, lift the hips up and back and find your downward dog. It's the first one, so by all means bend the knees one after the other, lift the heels. Maybe you want to gaze underneath the left armpit, underneath the right armpit. Find any movement that you like here. Freestyle dog. Maybe you want to bend the knees on one side to the other side. Alright. Find some stillness here now. Unmoving dog. Make sure that shoulders are externally rotated. Tailbone is lifted up and back. You firmly press the floor away from you, so you want to have your fingers widely spread. The heels disappear behind the toes and your feet are hips distance apart. Now take a big breath here. And as you exhale, bring the knees back on the floor, back to a tabletop position. Now lean on the left knee so you can reach the right foot forward for your crescent moon. Here, make sure that the knee is right above the ankle. Good. Come on the fingertips. And as you inhale, lift the arms high. Make sure again, shoulders right above the hips. And the knee doesn't go past the ankle. Now bring the hands back, interlace the fingers, and here let's find a back bend. So the hand slides alongside the left thigh. You squeeze the shoulder blades and you shine your heart towards the sky or towards the ceiling. Keep pressing the hips forward. Soft breathing. Now on your next inhale, release. Release the hands. Reach the hands high again. Bring the shoulders down. And as you exhale, bring the hands at the front of the mat, framing the right foot. Now inhale to lift the chest. And as you exhale, you straighten the front leg and you find your half split pose here. And you can lower down as much as you can, as much as comfortable. The idea here is to find a very nice stretch in the back of the right leg. If you want to go all the way down, you can go all the way down, provided you don't shrug the shoulders in the ears. And if you want to stay here on your hands with a flat back, you can. Everyone have different bodies, different practices. Now on an inhale, come back to the center, lift the chest. Now tuck the toes of the left foot, plant your hands on the floor, lift the left knee off the floor, and from here find your downward dog. So bring the right foot back, both feet are at the back of the mat, press firmly on the hands, stretch the spine and the back of the leg. And maybe you can observe the difference between the right side and the left side now. Now inhale here. As you exhale, knees on the floor, back to a tabletop position. Taking things slowly today. Now lean on the right knee so you can step the left foot forward. Maybe bring the right knee a little bit back. Make sure that the knee is above the ankle. Come on the fingertips. Inhale, lift your arms high, lift the chest, relax the shoulders. And you can sink the hips gently forward here. Now bring the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers. And now open the chest, find a gentle back bend, have the hands slide alongside the right leg, shining your heart up towards the ceiling, squeezing the shoulder blades, and keep softening the hips. Nothing needs to be perfect. The only thing that needs to be is your breath. One more full breath. Now inhale. Exhale, release your hands. Lift your arms towards the ceiling one more time, releasing the shoulders. And as you exhale, frame the front foot, both hands flat on the floor. Inhale to lift the chest and grow the spine tall. And as you exhale, half split. Lift the toes towards the ceiling, straighten the front leg. And again, you can go as low as you can. You can stay here halfway up, or you can fold all the way towards the leg, shin to shin, knee to nose. Provided you don't round the back and you don't shrug the shoulders in the ears. Feel a nice stretch in the back of the leg. Now complete your exhale. Inhale, come back to the front. Open the chest. Tuck the toes of the right foot. Lift the right knee off the floor. Plant the hands on the floor and find the downward dog again. Take 3 breaths here, observing any subtle movement. Make sure that you gaze towards the knees, so you don't hold any tension in the neck. Squeeze the navel to the spine. You should look like a reversed V here. Now take a big inhale here, and as you exhale, we come to a plank position. So let's do that again. Lift the heels off the floor. Start to shift the weight forward until the shoulders are above the wrist. Maybe you need to kind of shift the feet a little bit back, and you are now in your plank pose. Now, to the best of your ability, bend the elbows in and come all the way on the belly. You can use your knees if necessary. Now bring your hands back and interlace the fingers on top of your bum, and here you have a natural cross of the thumb. I want you to change the cross of the thumb. I know it sounds weird, but change the cross of the thumb just because you can. Now on an inhale, let's find a locust pose. So as you inhale, you lift the chest, you lift the legs off the floor, you gaze forward. And as you breathe in, maybe you can lift a little higher. One more full breath. And as you exhale, release. Release the hands alongside the body and turn your head to the right. Take a moment here to rest and to observe whatever there is to observe. And now we do this one more time. Bring the forehead on the floor. Interlace the fingers on top of the bum. Squeeze the hands together. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Press the pubic bone on the floor. And as you inhale, lift the chest. Lift the legs. Send your heart forward. And as you inhale, maybe you can lift the chest a little higher. It's really good for digestion. We're massaging the internal organs. They love that. One more full breath. And on your next exhale, you can release and you can turn your head to the other side and release. Relax and observe whatever there is to observe here. Now bring the forehead on the floor. Bring your hands right underneath the shoulders, and from here we take a cobra pose. So on an inhale, press on the hands, peel the chest away from the floor, squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift the heart, Maybe you have a small cobra like this one, and that's fine. Maybe you're already a little higher. Press the pubic bone on the floor and squeeze the glutes. Inhale here. As you exhale, press on the hands, press on the knees, and find a quick child's pose to release the lower back. We're not staying here for long. Now press on the hands, come back to a tabletop position, and from the tabletop position, let's find a downward dog again. Now gaze forward. Bring the right foot at the front of the mat and then the left foot at the front of the mat. Bring your hands on the shins. Inhale, look halfway up with a long spine and lift the head as well. And as you exhale, fold. Press on the feet. Inhale to rise all the way up. The hands travel all the way above the head. And exhale, hands to the heart. And release. Good. Very nice. And now is the time you can adjust your clothes, do your hair, can shake everything up. Good. Oopsie. All right. One sun salutation. Bring your big toes to touch. Open the heels. Engage the quad, pelvis forward, and tailbone pointing down. Shoulders back, heart lifted, hands to the chest, soft gaze forward. Now inhale, lift the arms up to salute the sun. And as we exhale, we bow forward. Plant the hands on the floor, bend the knees. Make a big step with the right foot back. Good. Bring the right knee on the floor. Inhale your arms up, a bit like just what we did. A bit faster. And exhale, hands down. Lift the right knee off the floor. Have the left foot meet right foot at the back of the mat. High plank. Knees on the floor. Shift the weight forward, bend the elbows in, chin, chest on the floor, the butt is lifted towards the ceiling. Slide the legs, press on the hands. Inhale, cobra, maybe it's a little bit higher already. And as you exhale, back on the floor. Now tuck the toes. You can use your hands or you can press yourself back up to a high plank and a downward dog. We all meet in a downward dog. Now inhale, lift the right leg high for three-legged dog. And as you exhale, right foot forward at the front of the mat. Now stay with the left knee lifted if you want, or set the left knee on the floor, your choice. Inhale, lift the arms high. Drop the shoulders back. Exhale, hands on the floor. Press on the left foot, bring the left foot forward and fold over both legs. Press on the feet, inhale to rise. Tall mountain, and exhale, hands to the heart. Left side, inhale to rise, tall mountain, salute the sun. Exhale, bow forward. Bend the knees, hands on the floor. Left foot back, big step. Left knee on the floor. Inhale, lift the arms high, drop the shoulders back. Exhale, hands on the floor. Lift the left knee off the floor. Find your high plank. Knees, bend the elbows, chin and chest on the floor, tailbone lifted up. Slide the legs, press on the hands. Inhale, cobra. Keep a soft bend in the elbows. Inhale here, exhale, lower down. Come onto all fours or press yourself back up to a high plank and back to downward dog, and that's where we meet. Now on an inhale, sweep the left toes high. Exhale, left foot forward, front of the mat. You can set the right knee on the floor, or you can stay where you are and inhale for a high lunge, dropping the shoulders back. Exhale, hands on the floor again. Press on the left foot to bring the right foot forward and fold over your legs. Press on the feet, inhale to rise, tall mountain. And exhale, hands to the heart. And release. Close your eyes for a moment, catch your breath. Feel the energy from the sun salutation to the crown of the head to the toes. Maybe some vibration in the fingertips. Your heartbeat. open the eyes. Alright, let's continue with some chair pose. I know you love chair pose. So bring your feet to touch. Roll your thighs inward, all the energy goes within. Hands alongside the body, soft gaze forward. Let me just come here so you can see me. Now on an inhale, bend the knees, sit in your imaginary chair, lift your arms up. Good. Now gaze down for a moment. Make sure your knees are aligned and make sure that you see your toes, and you can even wiggle the toes. Tailbone is down, so you really want to sink low in the hips. Now bring your hands to your heart. And here, let's start to the left. So let's twist to the left and hook the right elbow on the outside of the left thigh. Press on your hand so you can revolve the torso and bring the thumb in the middle of the sternum. And you gaze up towards the ceiling above the left shoulder. Find some peace and quiet here. Now inhale, untwist, come back to the center. Lift your arms. And exhale, fold forward. That is your release. Press on the feet. Inhale to rise all the way up. Tall mountain. Exhale, hands to the heart. I haven't forgotten the right side, don't worry about it. And down. I'm just being very gentle with you today. Now let's do that on the right side. On an inhale, bend the knees, squat down, lift the arms high. Now peek down, make sure your knees are aligned and you can see the toes. If you can't see the toes, it means you have to sit a little lower. Now hands to your heart. And now turn to the right and hook the left elbow on the outside of the right thigh. Press on the hands so you can bring the thumb in front of the sternum. You really revolve the torso from the navel and you gaze up towards the ceiling on top of the right arm. And breathe. It doesn't have to be perfect, you just need to breathe. Now inhale, come back to the center. Lift your arms high. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale to rise. Exhale, hands to the heart. Release the hands, the arms, and maybe shake it out. Good, all right. Very nice. So in a Hatha class, you know that we work with the alignment of the hips. So we start with the hips. All the position, well not all of them obviously, but position with the hips parallel to the front edge of the mat. So we're not opening the hips, we keep them really close. Now, bring the weight on the right foot and make a big step back with the left foot. Big, so you have a nice stance here. Now, I have a line that separates my mat in two. And so the front heel is in the midline and the back heel as well. So it's heel to heel alignment. Now, close the hips. So your foot is slightly turned in, about 30 degrees. And again, make sure the hips are facing the front edge of the mat, so are your shoulders. Keep the hands on the hips and bend the front knee. Find warrior one legs. And once we have warrior one legs, we bring our hands to our heart. And now we can lift our arms above the head, relaxing the shoulders down, lifting the heart. Make sure that the right knee doesn't go past the right ankle. Soft gaze forward. Find your inner warrior. Now slowly bring the hands back, interlace the fingers. Now press the hands towards the floor, sliding the hands alongside the back of the left leg. Open the chest towards the ceiling and keep bending the right knee so we're sinking on the right hip. Now take a big inhale and as you exhale, reach forward. Crown of the head towards the right heel, right shoulder inside of the right knee for humble warrior. Surrendering pose, surrender to your practice, surrender to your yoga, to your breath. A couple more breaths here. Now as you inhale, lift the torso but keep the hands where they are. Good. Now straighten the front leg. Reach your arms high. And bring your hands to your heart. And from here we'll take a variation of pyramid pose. If you want, you can slightly bring the back foot in if it's more comfortable. Make sure you haven't opened your hips. Inhale here. And as you exhale, we fold halfway up here. Keeping a flat back, a long spine, and you can gaze at the front edge of the mat. Now press on the feet, inhale to rise. Bring the right hand on your right hip and bring the left arm up. And now from here we'll take a revolved triangle pose. So inhale here. And as you exhale, you bring the left hand on the outside of the right foot or maybe on the foot. Once you settle, you inhale and you lift the right arm up towards the ceiling. It's a very challenging pose, so be patient with yourself. If your neck is bothering you, you can gaze back. You can gaze down. Bring the right hip back and the left hip forward. Don't open the hips. Now inhale here. As you exhale, bring the right hand where the left hand is and frame the foot. So now we are in a low pyramid pose. Inhale here. And now as you exhale, you can bring the forehead towards the shin, the knee to the nose. Inhale halfway up. Bring that both hands on your hips. Inhale to rise. And step to the front of the mat. And relax. And maybe shake it up. So that was the right side. Let's do that on the left side. Find your mountain pose again. And now with the right foot, make a... So first thing, what you can do already is bring the left foot in the midline of the mat. So right in the middle. And now bring the right foot back. And now the back heel is aligned with the front heel. And you close the hips. So your hips are close towards the front edge of the mat. The back foot is slightly turned in. And now bend the left knee. Make sure that the knee doesn't go past the ankle. Hands to your heart, settle here for a moment. Find your warrior legs and find your breath. Inhale, reach your arms high. Relax the shoulders, lift the chest. Engage the glutes and engage the core. Soft gaze forward. Now bring the hands back. Interlace the fingers and change the crossing of the thumb. As you inhale, you open the chest, you slide the hands alongside the right thigh, and you keep bending and sinking in the right hip, in the left hip. Now take a big inhale, and as you exhale, fold forward. Crown of the head inside of the left foot, left shoulder inside of the left knee. Surrendering to your yoga practice. The arms are lifting up and you really want to sink low in that front hip. Maybe even the crown of the head can touch the floor. Maybe it does. Oh, it does. Now slowly rise up. And now straighten the front leg. And maybe bring the right foot slightly more in if it's more comfortable. Make sure you haven't opened the hip. Now release the hands, bring the hands high. And as you exhale, hands to the heart. Now take a big breath here. And exhale, fall forward halfway up. We keep the spine parallel to the floor, gaze towards the front edge of the mat, and press the left big toe on the floor. Bring the left hip back and the right hip forward. Now inhale to rise. Left hand on the left hip. Inhale the right arm up. Find your breath. Inhale here again. And as you exhale, revolve triangle pose. So the right hand come on the outside of the left foot. Or maybe on the foot. Maybe you want your fingertip. Now reach the left arm up and find your reverse triangle pose. Keep bringing the left hip back and the right hip forward. Gaze towards the ceiling or gaze towards the floor. It's a demanding and difficult pose, so be patient with yourself. Now inhale, and as you exhale, release the left hand on the floor. Frame the left foot with both hands. Inhale halfway up, and now as you exhale, you can find the full expression of pyramid pose, bringing the forehead to the shin, the knee to the nose. Now inhale halfway up, hands on the hips. Inhale all the way up. Bend the left knee, and so you can bring the right foot forward. Maybe shake the legs out. Good. Very nice. Good job. All right. Now let's do a sequence with our open hips. So, whoopsie, losing balance here. A big step back with the left foot. Big one. And now the alignment is different. So now the front foot is still in the midline, but the heel is aligned with the middle arch of the foot. So your back foot is separated in two by that fake, by that imaginary line. Your hips, your shoulders are open to the long edge of the mat, all right? Extend the arms to the side. Now bend the front knee and send your gaze towards the middle fingers and find your warrior two. So in warrior two, the stance is wider than in warrior one, so you really want to sink low here. Now, wrap the left arm behind the back and maybe grab the upper right thigh or just rest the arm in the lower back. Now revolve the front palm. Inhale to reach slightly forward, and as you exhale, find this variation of reverse warrior. You can gaze up towards the right hand. Keep shining your heart up to the ceiling. Now straighten the front leg so you find this modification of a pyramid pose. Of a triangle pose, sorry. Inhale here. And as you exhale, bring the right arm parallel to the floor. The left arm is still in your back. Inhale, and as you exhale, reach forward, hips back, and it's fine, or triangle pose here. Fingertips on the floor or on the shin. Roll the shoulders back, press the hips forward. You can gaze up or you can gaze down, that's your choice. Slowly breathing. Now listen and bend the front knee and find yourself is in this variation of extended side angle. And now you can lift the left arm up towards the ceiling. So your shoulders are stacked. You press the right knee away with your right elbow, right shoulder. Bring your heart towards the ceiling. Inhale here. As you exhale, left hand on the floor. Lift the left heel off the floor. Frame the right foot with both hands. We find ourselves in a runner's lunge. Now inhale, look up. As you exhale, press on the right foot, bring the left foot forward, fold over both legs. Inhale to rise. And exhale, hands to the heart, and release. Good, and now we do that on the other side. But you stay where you are. I'm just gonna go this way so then I don't show you my back. But you stay at your front of the mat. All right, so now, bring the foot in the midline, the left foot in the midline, and with the right foot, a big wide step back. So the foot is separated in two. Open the hips towards the front edge of the mat. Extend the arms, release the shoulders down. Now bend the left knee. Maybe adjust the stance so you can really sink low here. And look forward. So only the head shift, you see? Only my head shifts. Find your warrior two. Now bring the right hand behind the back and grab the upper left thigh. Keep rolling your shoulders back, so don't bring the shoulders forward. Revolve the front palm. Inhale, reach forward. As you exhale, find your reverse warrior. And keep gazing at the left hand. Keep extending and pressing on the back foot. Keep bending the front knee. Now straighten the left leg. Find this variation of triangle pose. So reverse bind triangle pose. Inhale. Exhale, left arm parallel to the floor. And now let's find a real triangle pose. So shift the hips back. Reach forward with the left hand. Reach, 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 reach. And now the left hand comes on the floor or maybe on the shin. Roll the shoulders back. Send your gaze up and the heart up. Press your hips forward and send the shoulders back. Now bend the front knee. So the left hand is inside of the left foot. And bring the right arm up towards the ceiling for extended side angle. Shoulders are stacked away from the ears. Soften your gaze, soften the jaw, soften your face. Now inhale. As you exhale, we're closing the hips actually. Bring the right hand on the floor. Lift the right heel off the floor. Frame the foot. Inhale to look up. Now as you exhale, bring the right foot forward and fold all the way down, Uttanasana. Press on the feet. Inhale to rise. And exhale, hands to the heart. Arms alongside the body. Close your eyes for a moment. Observe any physical sensation, any movement. Observe how the mind might be a little bit more quiet by now. And open the eyes. Alright, now from here we'll go down but with a chair pose. On an inhale, bend the knees, leave the arms high. Now bring the fingertips on the floor, chest on the thighs, and start to sink the hips low and come to seated. Good, well done, very nice. Alright, extend the arms forward and we go straight on our back, but with control, with grace, elegance. Bring all the back on the mat. Slowly and nicely. Good. And now we'll stretch the hips. So bring the heels towards the hips, sorry. And bring the right knee towards the chest and give it a really good squeeze. Really squeeze it tight. Now slide the hands behind the thigh and interlace the fingers around the thigh and gently start to lift the right leg up towards the ceiling. Maybe you want to flex the feet, just making rotation with the ankles. Find a bit of movement here. Now bend the right knee so you can bring the right ankle on top of the left thigh for figure 4. It's reclined pigeon pose. So press the right knee away from you so we have a nice opening here. Lift the left foot off the floor and now grab the left knee, the left shin with both hands. You can stay here if that's enough. Maybe that's enough. Or you can use the muscles of your arms and pull the legs towards your chest. Nice stretch in the outer hip, nice stretch in the inner thigh. And breathe here. Flex both feet are flexed. Now take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, release the left foot on the floor, release the right foot on the floor. Now bring the left knee to the chest and give it a really good squeeze here. Now slide the hands behind the thighs, interlace the fingers there, and start to lift the left leg towards the ceiling, stretching the arm strength. And again, maybe you want to make rotation with the ankle, point and flex the feet a couple times. And now bend the left knee, bring the left ankle on top of the right thigh and press the knee away from you. Now lift the right foot off the floor and grab the shin with both hands. Flex the feet. You can stay here if that's enough. Or you can take a big inhale, and as you exhale, you use the muscles of your arms and you bring the chest towards the thighs. Soft, deep breathing here. Deep breathing rather than soft. Keep the shoulders relaxed on the floor. Flex both feet. Now take a big inhale. As you exhale, release the right foot. Now release the left foot. And from here we'll take variation of bridge pose. So bring your feet hips distance apart, parallel to each other, and make sure you can touch your heels with your fingertips. Hands flat on the floor. Now as you inhale, lift the hips off the floor, but lift the arms as well. The arms travel all the way behind the head with the palm facing up. That is our inhale. Squeeze the glutes. And as we exhale, we lower the hips, we lower the arms back to the starting position. And we'll do this 4 times. Again, press on the feet. Inhale, lift the hips. Lift the arms up and back. Chin away from the chest. Squeeze the glutes. And as you exhale, lower down the back, bring the arms back alongside the body with the palm facing down. And again, inhale, lift the hips, squeeze the glute, arms up and back. And exhale, back to your starting position. And we'll do this one more time. As you inhale, press on the feet, lift the arms up and back. But we stay here this time. We stay, we keep the chin away from the chest, we squeeze the glutes, and imagine you have a block between the thighs and that you want to squeeze it there. Engage the core. Now take a big breath in and exhale, slowly lower down. Now bring both knees to the chest. Give yourself a big hug here. You can roll on the mat from side to side. And now we'll release the arms, but I want you to keep your thighs active towards the thighs. So use the core. So release the arms in a T position. So with the palm facing down and the hands aligned with the shoulder. That is our inhale here. And as we exhale, we bring the knees to the left. And we gaze to the right. And maybe the left hand can come on top of the right knee to maintain the legs to the floor. And you gaze the opposite direction. Soft, deep breathing here. Bringing a lot of air to the digestive organs. Now if you're holding the knee, release the knee, bring the hands back on the floor. Use the core. Inhale, bring the knees back to the center. And as you exhale, drop the knees to the right, gaze to the left. And hold the knees maybe with the right arm, and the right hand, and keep the shoulders on the floor. And again, deep breathing. Now if you're holding the knees, release. Use the core, bring the knees back to the chest. Now wrap the arms around the legs for one last time. Lift the shoulders off the floor, lift the upper back and bring the nose to the knees. And now maybe you can even grab your feet and you can make yourself as small as you can. Shrug the shoulders in the ears, clench the jaw, squeeze everything. Tense every cell of the body, tense every part of the body. You know that the more tense you are, the more relaxed you'll be in Savasana. Really tense, 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 everything, 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 everything. Now inhale, and as you exhale, release. Savasana. Let your feet on one foot on each corner of the mat. Let the feet drop to the side, the arms are extended away from the rest of the body with the palm facing up. This is another surrendering pose. Slow down the breath. Let go of any control over the body and no control over the breath. Allow the body and the mind to be completely relaxed in Savasana. Allow every cell, every muscle, every part of the body to be completely still, completely relaxed. Feel the weight of the body on the mat and feel every point of contact between the floor and the body. Can you soften your eyelids a little bit more? And can you relax your eyes? Can you relax the jaw and the tongue? Find some stillness and relaxation in your face as well. Can you relax the mind and let go of any thoughts? Letting go of any worries about the past, the future, whatever comes next, and really anchor yourself in this present moment for the next few minutes. There is just you, your body lying on the floor, and your breath. Know that you're fully supported by the floor and that you're safe. And right this moment, there is nothing to do and nowhere to be but here and now. Breathing softly. And again, when we find stillness, that may be when the mind starts to awaken. So just acknowledge the thoughts, accept them, and gently let yourself go back to the breath. Now you can gently bring your awareness back to the space around you, wherever you are. Wherever you are, you can feel the air on your skin. Wherever you are, you can listen to the sounds around you. Wherever you are, maybe you notice a smell. And wherever you are, you can visualize the space around you, the shapes, the colors. And now you can start to awaken the body by wiggling the fingers and the toes. Gently move your head from left to right. If you want to, you can reach the arms behind the head and you can stretch, taking a deep inhale, or you can yawn. And in your own time, bring your knees to the chest. And here you can roll on the left side, finding a fetal position on the side of the heart. Come back to the intention you set at the beginning of the practice. Now gently bring yourself back up to a seated position with the eyes closed and the legs crossed for just one more moment. Roll the spine tall so you can let the flow of the breath go back to a vertical position. Now place your hands in front of your heart. You can thank yourself for making the time to be on your mat, taking care of your body and your mind. And together to close this practice and our time together, we'll chant the peace mantra Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. You can exhale all the air. Now inhale to chant Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Inhale and exhale. May there be peace in your thoughts, peace in your words, and peace in your hearts. Namaste. Thank you everyone. Thank you for joining my practice. If you enjoy this type of Hatha class, don't hesitate to leave me a comment and ask me for more. I will be happy to comply. I will see you next time on your mat. Have a beautiful day or evening or whatever is next. Bye.